I wasn't always this successful guy, right? I didn't always have, all this knowledge and all this stuff. It took me 22 years to learn this stuff, and I'm going to give it to you. I was a plumber, a welder, a underwater welding and building ships. Very, very hard work. Then I went to school and got into engineering, mechanical engineering, and on there I went into working for Raytheon and got a top secret security clearance, blue, helped develop some things like the Patriot missile system, got married, took care of my family, and it was pretty good. After a while, I found it very difficult to get a job. They would always fire me at just around the time where it was time for me to become permanent. It was just a horrible cycle, and I was struggling, trying to figure this thing out. Finally, I landed a job, and the ship and something behind the wall blew up, an oxygen tank or something, and I got this big scar on my arm. As you can see, this big scar here, and kind of messed me up. And finally, I got a settlement. So I said, you know what? I want to do something for myself. I took the money and I went out and I started a restaurant. So I started a restaurant in San Diego called Homestyle Fish and Chips. And next thing you know, it got real good to me, and I said, this is great. And I started another restaurant. Then I started another restaurant. Before I knew it, I had a chain of restaurants, right? So I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I started a car dealership and just kept building these businesses. So one day, my buddy walks in and he says, hey, man, you're doing pretty good. I said, yeah, I'm doing great. What do you think, right? He says, but you're making pennies. I says, really? I said, you see the type of car I drive, right? You see that Bentley outside? I got a Ferrari. I'm like, the houses that I own, that I live in. He's like, yeah, I know all that. I says, not too shabby, right? He says, yeah, but that's pennies. I said, that's pennies? I said, well, if that's pennies, show me the dollars, right? He said, I will. Come with me Monday. So I said, okay, so where you going to take me? He said, just come with me. I'm going to show you. And, I was a business owner. I had this money coming in. I thought I knew it all. I was like, man, get out of here. But I went with him. And so Monday came, and this guy blew my mind. He took me to a place that was called a boiler room. A boiler room. And I said, what is going on here? There was these guys in here with Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all parked outside. And these guys were all in there with their shirts rolled up and smoking cigarettes and whatever else they were doing. And just on the phone, raising money, just pulling millions of dollars out of people for corporations, for their companies to grow. The boiler room, I'm sitting there watching these guys write a private placement memorandum, and you're going to learn this, and just pulling money out for companies so that they can go public. One guy's on the phone, he's saying, okay, how much money did I make you last time? How much did I, how many shares you're going to get? I got this new company. We're going to go in and we need 125,000 shares. What are you going to do? What do you mean you got to ask your wife? You got to ask your wife in order to put your pants on this morning? Click. I said, oh, everybody quiet. Call the guy back. Listen, Mr. Bukowski, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, whatever his name was. I'm sorry, it's just that I got to get you in on this fund. You're making so much money. Oh, so I can get you in for 100,000 shares? We got to have at least 125,000 shares. It was amazing. Whew. It was amazing. And he was right. I was getting pennies. Because, see, the money is infinite. It's just your name in a computer with the money or the dollars or the numbers behind your name. And you just have to know how to do it. Now, that's the high end of where we can go. But what we want to show you is, we want to show you something that's called a scratch pub code. And there are rules to this. I know it's wordy, but hang in there until the end, and you are going to learn the high finance and how the rich get wealthy and stay wealthy. And they always make collateral if things don't go right, right? So if you want independence for your family, start learning the rules.